Hello, this is Mrs. Salisbury. Today I'm going to cover arc length and area of a sector. And I'm just going to go over a couple examples. This is learning goal number 4 from quiz 8A if you're in my Algebra 2 CP class. So I'll give you an example and then I'll have you try one on your own. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like these videos. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you know the formulas. So hopefully you have them memorized. Give it a try right now on a piece of paper. See if you can write down the formulas from memory. Go ahead and pause the video. So here are the formulas. Arc length is r times theta, r being the radius, theta being the angle, and then area of a sector is 1/2 r squared theta. And remember that theta is always in radians. So let's say you have a pie that's 8 inches in diameter, cut into 6 equal pieces with the edges crimped. So you know how sometimes when people make fancy pies, it's basically a circle, but they've got the edges with that fancy crimped edge. Alright, so we want to know what's the area of each slice of pie, and then what's the length of the crimped edge of each slice of pie. So let's think about the area of each piece first. So the area is my area of a sector. So I know that I'm going to have my 1/2 r squared theta. So I'm going to need to know my radius and my angle. So I know that if I have 8 inches in diameter, the radius is half of that. So this tells me that my r is 4. An 8-inch diameter translates to a 4-inch radius. Alright, so for each of these pieces, I've got a 4-inch radius. So right away, for both of these formulas, I can go ahead and substitute in my r. So here I've got 1/2 times 4 squared times theta, which I still need to figure out. And here I've got my 4. So I still need to figure out what my theta is going to be. And because I have to think about it in radians, I want to make sure that I'm thinking about it in terms of pi. So for radians, I know that this entire pi would be 2 radians. So if I had the entire pi all the way around, the full circle is 2 radians. But since I am cutting my 2 pi into 6 equal pieces, I'm going to divide by 6 so that each piece has an angle of pi over 3. So now that's my theta. So now I can substitute pi over 3 in for each of these. Simplify. Let's see, I've got 1 times 4 squared times pi on the top, so 16 pi at the top. And in my denominators, I've got 2 times 3, so 6 at the bottom, which equals 8 pi over 3. And if you had a calculator, on my quiz you will not, but if you had a calculator, you could put that into your calculator and you would get about 8.4 inches squared. So here I've got 4 and pi in the numerator, 3 in the denominator, and so if you were to divide that or put that into your calculator, we get about 4.2 inches. So now you give that a try with another example. Let's say it's the same situation. We are talking about a pie, but let's say that this time we have a pie that's 16 inches in diameter and 12 pieces. Same questions, we want to know the area of each piece and the length of the crimped edge of each piece. Go ahead and pause the video and give that a try, and then unpause it and see if you did it correctly. So first we want to remember that our radius is half of the diameter, so we have an 8-inch radius. And if we're taking our entire pie and dividing it into 12 pieces, that means 2 pi divided by 12, which is pi over 6. Now we want to substitute in to our formulas. So for our area, we've got about 16.8 inches squared. So for arc length, r times theta, we've got 8 times pi over 6, or 4 pi over 3, which is about 4.2 inches. All right, so just a couple quick things to summarize. If you're still struggling with finding the angle, I think that's the hardest part. Just always remember we're taking the entire piece of pizza or piece of pie, whatever it is, the entire 2 pi, and we're always splitting it up into however many pieces we have. So number of pieces or slices or whatever that is, and that's going to give you your theta. And then your radius is always going to be half of the diameter. So if you can remember that and you can remember the formulas, you will be good to go. Good luck, and don't forget to like and subscribe.